All right, so today's video, we are watching a Plat 1 support on PS5 play a small hero pool of Ana, Kiriko, Lifeweaver, Brig, and Lucio. So not seeing too many heroes this video on Gibraltar. And they say, hi, this game right here was a roller coaster of emotions for me and my duo, the Moira. Oh, yeah, so you would have went Moira too, but your duo was on Moira. The game started off with what seemed like an eternity of enemy Widow dominance. I tried to play cover and be patient, but at one point I remember our soldier was 0-9. My duo and I were frustrated, and going into the second round, we suggested for a DPS to play Tracer or Sombra to put pressure on the enemy window. The enemy window, yes. The enemy Widow. Our tank ended up switching to Ball to try to help disrupt the Widow, but at some point I felt that we were not making enough progress, so I decided to try and confront the Widow myself. Did I play too aggressively? Probably, but at the time I felt it was the best play. After a rough start, the game was heavily not in our favor, but the ending is not one you want to miss. By the way, I am wondering if you think there is hope for me to be a diamond support player. I'm not sure, as I have imposter syndrome where it comes to my current rank. I am open to all feedback. P.S. I am dealing with leftward stick drift. The most blatant example being the Ana nade at the start. Okay? I sit on high ground. This is normal start. Good spot. Be careful of that, like, spot specifically, but there's not much you can do with your... I mean, you must have a... That's got to be quite the stick drift right there. You said there was a bit of stick drift. I didn't know it was the whole stick was going left there. All right, here we go. Yeah, you're hacked here, by the way. So your only rotation's out top right. Yep. Even then, you might have been a little bit too late to react to this rotation. I also don't think this was make or break. So if they get you here, I don't think your rotation here was the reason why you lost this point. I do want to see you like stop yourself from staggering here, unless you think you can get out. But if you get rolled here, this is on you. Oh, okay, never mind. Apparently you're a magician and they forgot about you. Except for that soldier who I think has been staring. Like, I want to point out to you, I think they've been staring at you for the past 30 seconds. This is one of these moments of, I would have reset already at this point, but at the same time, you've gotten value because the other team, two of their DPS are just staring at you. There's a BAP literally right next to you. That's not your teammate. What in the world is going on? How did you get out of... I got nothing on that one. I don't even know. Like, the BAP... Did the BAP just, like, come up here and say hi to you? Like, watch this. The BAP goes over here.
Caught in my web.
The BAP literally went up there and was waving hello. Thought they were going to kill you and didn't get the kill. That's what happened. I thought I heard the BAP have that voice line or like say something, but okay. Solid for how you rotated out. I would prefer your whole team was above, but at this point, you know what? You play at the pace of your team, which is what I always say. Don't be afraid to Ana grenade that doorway. I think you're missing out on an opportunity. Yeah. I want to point out here, I think you can be more aggressive with your Ana grenade there, and I think like sometimes people get a little bit too afraid to use the grenade there, but if you can hit an Ana grenade into this doorway, you might not only save your Sigma, you might build nano, and you might get a kill because you purple someone. Like, this is where you can actually have a playmaking opportunity as Ana, and I think you lost that opportunity. Like, you had plenty of opportunity to make that play. And then your Ana grenade ended up being aggressive anyway. Nice sleep. Just be careful of... Yep. Got the kill. Survive with 69 HP. That's pretty nice. So rough start for your team, but I want to point out, this has been a team effort so far because the positioning on your team overall has not been good. Like, your team in general is hacking up your position a lot of the time. Nano target for you here is probably the Sigma. Also, pick a perk when you get a chance. I don't think it's a spectator bug anymore, but I'll look if it is. Nope. I feel like the Ana perks are definitely important to pick your Ana perk now, whether it's double grenade or even the sleep one. Nano target would be soldier or Sigma. I mean, actually, technically, hot take. Okay, you're good. You could also nano a mortar if you want to during ultimate. I'm not joking. Good job there getting the nano to save your Rhine. That was a good reaction. Still would love to see you pick a perk at some point. Yeah, they don't have double grenade and they don't have the sleep perk, so perks are important, especially on Ana. Some heroes don't have as good of perks, but Ana, what in the world is going on? Again, you could have double grenaded that, like that grenade would have went up into the air, and you never know. Might hit him, you get a kill. Like you're definitely not giving yourself ample opportunity here. Is all I'm saying. A rough start. What is the Widow doing there? I don't know. At the same time, I can't even question that play. If it's working, right? Sometimes it just works. Okay, you're on Brig, Moira. Okay. A little bit more difficult, but we'll see. Nice try on that. You're not a tank on Brig. I want you to remember this. I think sometimes people think they are because of the shield. And I with Brig, you just keep your other support alive, or they keep somebody alive, stay with them, and then if the other team makes a mistake, you make the aggressive play. But if you try to go in front line and do something like this, that's what's going to happen to you a lot of the time. Widow on high. All right, just kind of looking around. Let your shield. I think you're trying to do too much right now. First of all, I don't even know why you're going to that part of the map. I don't know how to explain it. Like, are you trying to stop the Widow with Brig by holding your shield up behind him? Like, with Brig, again, you want to play with your team and keep them alive. Now, obviously, you switch to Kiriko. Just to double check, I want to make sure. Okay, that is your wrecking ball. I was making sure. Because you were shooting at your wrecking ball the whole time, rather than healing. So I was just seeing if there was something I had missed. I understand they were trying to kill the person to the right. It was just funny to see them only hit the wrecking ball. Because they want to take care of the Widow. You respect it, but like, if you're gonna try and take care of the Widow, the last thing you're gonna do is go Brig and hold your shield up and like on the side from a. You're not doing it. All you're doing is going, "Hello, Widow. You having a good day?" Like. I get going for the Widow, but that's not going to be the right hero selection if you want to kill a Widow. That's the right hero selection. Nice shot. And it gets rezzed immediately. Don't be afraid to cleanse there. I know cleanse is an important cooldown, but what's more important? Surviving that team fight or going back to spawn? You're trying to do too much. I can already tell one of the number one issues you're running into right now is you're trying to do too much. There is no reason why you should run in a straight line to teleport to a wrecking ball to cleanse them without even know what's going on. If your wrecking ball gets soloed by a BAP in that situation, that's more of a wrecking ball's playstyle issue than it is on you teleporting across the map to do that. You had no vision of what was going on there. You're like, why not just work with your team to kind of get the cart going now and the back line survive, then go in and feed. Again, you're just trying to do too much. You got a huge kill on Widow earlier. Let your wrecking ball do some backline work there. They don't have res available. Win the frontline battle, and you're going to be in a good spot. And if you're going to go teleport into your wrecking ball, you need to make sure it's a safe spot. That didn't happen.
That lesson was free.
You did it again, and it worked. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Rhine dies either way there. So I want you to eventually get out of the habit of I'm just going to go in there and hope for the best play, because I think that's what's happening right there. Nice high ground play in Widow. This is excellent. I love that. Good job. Now, by the way, this play here, excellent play. Loved it. But what was the big part about this play that was really strong? And I think this is where, like, I want to point this out. You didn't force the play. It happened because you took, technically after you did your TP, which, again, I wouldn't recommend that TP, but you took map control. You didn't worry about just running in. You didn't try to, like, make this, like, crazy play. You just went, okay, I think it's a good idea to climb this high ground. You go up there, you find a Widow, and you see how you got 3 kills in a situation where you weren't forcing the play? Where you worried about taking map control and worried about that stuff? Led to those results. And that's why sometimes you're going to have those moments where you hard feed. Again, you recognize a soldier was there. You methodically took high ground with your teammate. You got a kill. It's getting better now. Do you see? You pop your ult here. I'm okay with this. You do an early cleanse because your cooldowns, right? Be ready to teleport to your teammate. Perfect. Good TP. Now hide for a second so the Ryan doesn't kill you. There you go. Good play by Ryan. Again, I want you to recognize that that's probably going to happen there. Look to TP out there after, like... actually, I don't think your TP was up. I think they were 1 second on cooldown. Look to, like, position yourself better rather than be stacking your ball. You could also argue that the wrecking ball stacking on you made that more difficult. But you had 1 second on TP, so I can't fault you for not TPing. This is roll queue. Actually, so someone just asked, should you submit a replay to Discord? It should be a loss in comp, right? Actually, it can be a win or a loss. On top of that, this is a good time to mention that we're also looking for people's best games now. I want to see, like, if you think you're the best tracer in silver right now, I want to see that. I want you to submit your best tracer game. Let's see that 70 elim tracer game you have. I think it'd be a fun touch on that. Yeah, hey, if you think you're the best Cassidy in bronze 3, I'm ready. Let's see it. Okay, let's head back to the Kiriko here. I just want to put that there. I mean, it'll be in the same spectating section. Good job. That Ryan really wants you, huh? Kiriko aim looks good, by the way. I've seen a lot of really good Kiriko shots out of you. Good mines by your wrecking ball. Good cleanse. Excellent cleanse. Yep, good job. That cleanse saved your teammate and then also guarantees you get the point because of that. Wonderful. Very good Kiriko play so far. Much better than watching you try to go up to a Widow as Brig, I must say. Thank you for cleansing that. The only reason why is because I didn't want you to be aggressive with your cooldowns. I'd rather see that than you not do that. Also, that BAP is still alive there. Wait, you didn't just wave hello at the BAP and then let him run away? What the heck are you doing? That's in reference to earlier when the BAP did that. No Kitsune just yet. Only reason being is they have a lot of map control on you. You can Kitsune now, if you wanted to. You don't have to, because their position is really bad, but I think it's winnable. Okay. Good job, good kill. Only thing I would say is, remember that your Kitsune travels, like, to... Like, the Kitsune will go to where, like, you send it at, which means that if you put it in that hallway, that's where you're getting the benefit of it. So you could have maybe backed up a little bit when you did it to give you a little bit more wiggle room with that, but it was fine. I think right there you started to do the thing where you try to do a little bit too much again, where, like, you had a good opportunity, a good start, and then you kind of strayed away from the point. Or strayed away from, like, good position, and that led to them getting you there. But their team was also due for a team fight win. They had a lot of, like, team fight losses, so that was going to be the one where they got that. There's a Ryan on you, by the way. Your teammate. Nice kill on the Ryan. Good job by your team. They're gonna res, but you got a huge kill. You should be winnable for your team. Dang. Nice flank. That Mercy might go for a res right away. Nice kills. Good job. Exactly. And I want to point out to you, because do you notice when you're playing the game in a way that isn't trying to force getting kills and, like, forcing a play, that you get better results? This is why I'm trying to get you in the habit of not just running into their team, because when you play the game that, like, where you just basically go, I'm going to take map control, I'm going to take high ground, I'm going to take this position away, rather than just TPing into their team or standing on an angle with your Brig shield. This is what you're very much capable of, but you got to play more like this, more like map control and things like that, than doing what you were doing before. That's what I want to see at it. Good cleanse, good heal. Everything's fine so far. Sir Suve, thanks for the 29 months with the tier 1. You're right, that is almost a year. Thank you for the 29 months.
29 months? That's almost a year.
Still the correct decision there. It looks scuffed, but like taking the high ground away and forcing like the issue there, that's a different story than just running into them in a straight line. Problem you're gonna run into here is I think they might hold you. Cleanse was good, but yeah. Yeah, I mean that was a rough attack, but it wasn't, in my opinion, you got the card to a winnable situation. They have 3 minutes and 53 seconds. I have full held Gibraltar many, many times. They have less time than what they start with. So just take this as we need to full hold, and if we do, we win the game. But remember, 353 is still less time on this map where you can full hold. The only difference is you both get perks, but it goes both ways, right? They're going to have their perks, but you're also going to have your perks. So, the bunker strat. I see. Oh, it's happening. An absolute Gibraltar classic. It's usually called car wash because you would run. It's basically, I think it's called the car wash comp, where basically they have to go through the small area. So what you do is you set up your sim turrets up here. Usually it's with a sim and a May, usually, right? It's usually like a May and like a sim, because the May can wall off and you can rotate cooldowns, but this one is also a feasible comp, is all I'm saying. Your position is going to be good until they get high ground control. We'll see if they go for it. Well, the May can get them in there, but the May's also really good at being able to, like, you use your May wall as a timing for your tank to get their shield back up. Whether you play Sigma or Reinhardt here or like a shield tank, it gives you time to get your cooldowns back up too. And actually, with that May perk now, even though it's very niche, the one where your like May wall lasts a little bit longer actually might be effective here. Even more so, because it will last a little bit longer to give more time for your teammates to build up their cooldowns. So far, position is exactly what you want to do. I also want to point out their team did the right decision. So for people wondering how you break this comp, there's multiple ways. You can really just all in brawl them together. But the problem is you run into a lot of turret issues there, and they can win. So what you do is you surround them on the map. And that's actually the correct play by them here, is you surround them. The only problem they've done is they kind of didn't do it fully correct way. You want somebody to end up here to start to spam down from this angle and be safe. But their team has done a good reaction to it, and your team has played this correctly with your position. You have the angles here. All you need to worry about is up here. Minute off the clock already, too. This is why this spot can be really intriguing, because you already have a minute off the clock, and your team is slowly building out. Your Sigma's about to have ult, so. Nice Sigma ult. Kill the lamp in a second. Good follow-up here. Heal your team. Again, it's okay if they don't even die there, because your team will have ult, too. You could also go Farah and spam that out, too. That Mercy just ran into that room. You take that any day of the week. Don't need to use your ult yet. I mean, you're already down to less than 2 minutes. Why did the Mercy do that? The Mercy valked and went for a kill. Probably had somebody low. I didn't look at the HP, and then flew into the room and then realized, uh-oh. That's basically what happened. Miscommunication there. I do want to point out, because you did say that you're in a duo. So a duo is the Moira that's on your team. Y'all need to communicate that, okay? So if you're playing with someone there in a duo and like you both have your support ultimates, the first thing you're going to say is, okay, what do we want to use first here? Or if they use this, I'm going to use that. Instead, you double support out. Could it make or break the game? Maybe. I don't know. But like with you and Moira, you want to like at least not use them at the same time. Thankfully, Lifeweaver Tree lasts for 3.5 minutes. So you do have that going there. But I do want to point out that that was a little bit of a misplay by you and your duo. Now, do you see why it would have been nice to have one of your support ultimates during this? Right? If you do that correctly on the timing. Do not stagger here, by the way. Unless your Torb gets a kill. Or you get a kill. What a duel this is. how do you keep doing this? How does this keep happening? Like you survived there for way too long. It's gonna sound weird, chat, but I think this is still winnable. Let me explain why. You have a sim. You have a... Oh, never mind. And that might be it. The Widow took over. Unless... Wait a second. A wrecking ball on point late in an overtime game? This is doable. The sim wall, too. See? Nice backline on the BAP. Good job. Well, you know what? It happens. Can't do much about that. I mean, honestly, chat, if we look at it really, it's still probably lost. I'll show you. Yeah, I mean, look at the point. Chat, to people saying C9 is not even a C9. A nanoed Soldier 76 with a nanoed Ana, a wrecking ball at no HP, a Lucio had to get the kill on BAP there, and then 2 teammates running back from spawn. This is just, you didn't have enough numbers there. The interesting part is this gives us a good like, thing to talk about. I actually believe that you and your duo hecking up your support ultimates made this a lot more difficult. One thing that you can learn from this too with your duo is next time communicate what you're going to do alt-wise, because you using your Life Weaver tree and Moira ult at the same time resulted in losing the next team fight that actually was a really close team fight that I think could have been a better opportunity. So almost brought the game back, but it really came down to the ult usage at the end there. I think you had an opportunity to put yourself in a good spot to win that. You said, do you think you can reach Diamond? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that Kiriko play was proof of that. That was excellent Kiriko play. At Plat 1, this lobby probably is both Plat and Diamond. I thought that was an excellent play on Kiriko. Your problem is you try to force plays too much. Or you look at something and you go, oh, this is clearly must be the problem. I need to go try and take care of this myself. Every time that you got rolled was because you tried to like force a play that wasn't there. Your positioning at times was solid when you played like how you normally would play. And then when you felt like you had to do something, you would just, position was lost. So I really think for you to make that next step here to go into Diamond and can stay there, stop trying to force these plays that like you don't need to do. Take your high ground control. Take methodical map control. Play those angles smart. I think you could have done better with not only communicating with your other support, which is your duo, on when to use your ults. I think that you need to stop trying to just go force plays and play like you did on Kiriko. I want you to watch back your Kiriko gameplay and watch the difference between when you take your time, take your map control, in comparison to when you just teleport in. It's night and day difference, and that will improve your gameplay. If you play like that, you'll get to Diamond, all right? You got this. You absolutely got this. Like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to all the YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, the description below is where my Discord is. That's where you can do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch tab below the webcam, also stream on YouTube. So stop by if you haven't. A lot of fun here. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day / night.